Hello everybody and welcome to a build tutorial today. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day, and as you guys have guessed it, we are building a dragon's portal gate today. Now this is a variation of a nether portal, guys. This is a way to make your nether portals look absolutely amazing in the world, and you can show your friends and have bragging rights. So this is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to build it. So I'm going to show you literally the steps which are in front of you. It's a 15 by 15 gate, and we have all of them. We start with the mouth. We start with a jaw, and we build the head, and then we give it a little bit of detailing around the outside as well. Now this gate is going to look amazing into the side of a mansion. It's going to look amazing in the side of a mountain. Anything beginning with M, it's going to look amazing. So anyway guys, let's get into the build. This is going to be absolutely amazing. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Do remember, if you do enjoy it, to smash that like button. We shall try to do some more, but this is a little bit more of a complex build tutorial. Hopefully you guys do still enjoy it anyway, and if you do get stuck at any point, don't forget to pause. So guys, let's start to build. So guys, this starts very simply. We're going to start with some cobblestone, raising it off of the ground by 1 block. So this cobblestone line is actually 15 blocks long. Now we're going to double check that afterwards as well, but we need a 15 by 15 obsidian square on top of this to be able to make our nether portal base. Now this is a great start for what we're going to be building our jawline on straight after doing this. So we need to build a big square which is exactly 15 by 15. So guys, as you will see me do in this video, is I will double check. So it's always good to double check and count. So I end up using these blocks to help me count out the actual size of this, which was, I just counted in 5s pretty much. It was really simple, just down, and there we go. And then I've done it across the bottom as well, just to double check. It's better to double check that you are doing it the exact size that you're going to need. But a 15 by 15 obsidian square is what we shall begin with, and we have done it. It's looking perfect, exactly a perfect square. So moving on to the next section, we need to move exactly 3 blocks in and start building with quartz. Now you'll see the exact pattern that I've built here. It needs to be exactly 3 blocks in, and we'll place another 3 blocks there. So this is the beginning of our jawline. That is exactly where our jaw of the dragon is going to start. Now we have 2 to begin with. We build out 2 and then we build out 3, but as you can see, I'm raising the blocks as well. I'm sort of going inwards and raising the blocks at the same time, but that's because it gives us a perfect shape of the top of the mouth. Now that's the top of the mouth. If you'd like to pause the video, just stop it there, you'll be able to build it for yourself. But we're going to move on to the bottom of the jaw now. Now we start by doing the exact same pattern as what we done on the top, but instead of doing 3s, we're doing 2s, and we're inverting and poking outright this time. We're going away from the actual portal itself, and that is our basis for the jawline. Perfect. So this is the next section, guys. It gets a little bit more complex as we go along. Now we're going to be placing down stairs, and it's like rounding off the edges. We're making our jawline look a little bit more rounded and less squarish. So we're only using stairs at this section, guys. We're just placing it down in the exact pattern that I'm placing it down now, and that is literally giving us that round and chunky looking jawline, and that's where we start. Now we're going to build out the lip as well. Just follow the exact patterns that I'm doing. If you get lost at any point, do remember to pause the video and sort of retract back. You guys, I want you guys all to be able to build this for yourselves. So that would be all of the bottom jaw now complete pretty much. And it looks perfect, actually. It looks absolutely perfect to begin with. So now we're going to move on to the top jawline, which is a little bit more complex. Now if you are following these exact stairs that I'm placing down, you'll get that jawline looking absolutely brilliant. But it is a little bit confusing, guys. So I'll place it a lot slower. We've got 4 there and then 4 there. We go underneath and we round off the edge. Now you see what I mean. I'll place that. Yeah, there we go. We put down the stair and it's perfect like that. So we've got only a couple more now to place down on this top jawline, to chunking it out. So you'll see this one single block in between. Now that's the one block that we're going to be placing this down first. So it's a upside down stair with a big correct upright facing stair on top. So that's looking perfect so far, and then we have to do it on the block below it as well. So we have that done, and then we move down one more block and we place one there as well. So now we have the exact jawline that we started with, and this is looking brilliant. We only have a few more little tweaks to do, and then we'll be moving on to the skull itself. Now we have to place down a solid block on either side of these stairs, guys. Do you see the top stair that we place down? We have to place a block on either side to sort of make it look like it's going down. It's hard to explain. A lot smoother, guys. We want it to look a lot smoother, so we're just placing down that block now. So the next section, guys, that we are going to be building is just on top of this cheekbone. It's pretty much the cheekbone of the jawline here. So we're just going to be placing down a few blocks and a stair on the end. You just copy that little bit there, and we've got the shape sitting right there on top of our portal. So it's looking perfect straight away, guys. So far it is pretty much the entire jaw that we've done so far. So we need to now start working on the head itself. So we're going to start with the nose, which is just rounding that nose off a tiny bit. We need to sort of round it off with the stairs. So if I go to the side a little bit, just like this, I'll show you that we're actually using the stairs to sort of slope over the top of the head. So the next section, we're actually going to be building the nostrils, guys. So we need an upside down stair, as you will see here. And then the very next section is we're going to be building the actual top of the nose itself. So it's just slabs, guys. We just place some slabs down, and then we use a stair at the front to carry on that slope over the top of the nose. A couple of blocks in, and there you have it. There's our nostrils, looking perfect. So at this point, you could go ahead and grab yourself a nice dark red block. I believe this is Nether brick that I'm using, and we can just place that down right there, and we have a red nostril looking as evil as ever. Looking brilliant. So we're going to use a couple more stairs as well to follow this pattern and carry on rounding off the nose. It's looking brilliant so far. You can see that that is definitely the nose of a dragon right there, showing its ugly face. It's looking brilliant so far. Hopefully you guys have been able to follow it up until this point. If you remember, if you get lost, to head back into the video and watch back. So guys, we're going to move into the next section, which is actually the eyes, guys. So as you can see here, I'm building like a slope, which is only slabs and stairs on the bottom stair. You don't want to do that. That is not the one that you want to follow on. Okay, I left this part in to show you because I made a mistake there. We want to actually follow off of this second stair. Okay, so we want to go up with nice slabs and stairs and build out. Now this is going to be our eyebrow of the dragon. So we start with a solid square and just use slabs to fill up the rest of that eye line. It's looking perfect so far. And there we have it. That is the top of the eyebrows. So you see we're getting that shape, guys. We're getting the shape that we wanted all that time. So the very next section, now this bit can be a little bit confusing, guys. It's all stairs. So we have stairs facing inside, okay? Now this, you will want to follow this, guys. It gets very confusing. You have a stair facing outwards and a stair attached to that. A stair facing inwards, a stair attached to that, a stair facing outwards, and a stair attached to that. See, it's very confusing, and I wouldn't know how to explain this any better than what I just did. It's very strange, but if you do follow this pattern, so it's a stair facing outwards, and an upside down attached to that. A stair facing inwards, upside down stair attached to that. Then one facing inwards and an upside down stair attached to that. So we're going to round off that corner as well inside the eye, which is just one extra stair, and we have that eye line. You see it, guys? It's perfect, sitting right there, just waiting for us to fill it up with an eyeball. So that is it. If you'd like to pause it and take a look, be sure to go ahead and do so. So we need to start. Well, this is the tear duct actually, guys. We need to finish off the tear duct right there. So there's our eye shape, looking brilliant, and we're going to be able to fill that in very shortly. Now I think the next thing that we're going to move on is actually building the top of the head. So we need to finish that head. So the next step will be to place down a couple of solid blocks attached to the top stair that we left. So we place down a couple of solid blocks and we build our way up with slabs and stairs again. So as you can see, it's just slabs and stairs, and I'm giving that round shape of the nose. So if you place them slabs exactly how I've placed it there, and you can just fill in this little section here with any old block, whether it be slabs or stairs, and that would be it. So guys, now we need to move on to the top of the brow. Now this bit can be a little bit confusing. Now the way you want to do it is place down slabs, and it's not slabs, it's stairs and blocks. You want to place down stairs and blocks and sort of round it off so it's got a nice rounded shape to it. So that is the shape that we're looking for, guys, and then we just place a few slabs on top to carry on that rounded shape on top of the eyes, and there we have it. Now this is a bit of a confusing shape, guys. Do remember to pause this video and try and follow it block for block to get that exact shape that we're looking for right now. So that has given us the the rounded shape of the top of the skull that we needed. The very next step is just going to be round the back, just a little bit of detailing around the back. It will help if we connect it to a mountain at all. So we place 2 solid blocks there, and we're going to go underneath the eye as well, just behind the jaw, and place 1 solid line of quartz there as well. So if we was to attach that to a mountain or a house, then it would be absolutely flush with the house itself. So you can see that we have a perfect looking skull there. It's pretty much almost all complete now, guys. Now if you can see underneath the jawline, it's a little bit too square for my liking, so I headed under there and I placed down a couple of upside down stairs on top of the stairs that were already there. So you'll see once I back off, it gives it a lot more of a rounded shape, and that's the shape we're going to need once we fill in the mouth. Now that will be the next step as well, but it's looking absolutely perfect. It's looking scary. That's exactly what we want. You have to be scared of the Nether, and what a better way to do it than stick a big old dragon skull on top of it. So we're moving into the next section, which is just putting a couple of, I think it's shaping to the eyes. We just literally placed 2 blocks and it's given the eyes a lot more of a better shape. It's sort of protruding out. It's almost like horned eyebrows. It looks brilliant. So we don't need quartz anymore for quite some time. Now we're going to move on to the next section, which is going to be filling in the mouth. Now for this you're going to need nether brick. Now you can choose to use whatever blocks you choose, but I in this use nether brick stairs, and I also use glowstone and gold blocks. Now first off, I think I'm actually going to start with the mouth. And that's right, I'm going to build this fast, just in case you guys are able to follow it. And what I'll do is I'll break this out and do it very slow and explain it a little bit better as well. So we're just filling in the mouth, and we're giving that underlining of the actual mouth itself for us to stick a nice tongue sticking out as well. Like we want this dragon looking like it's yelling at us. So I'm just following this exact pattern here. It's very simple pattern. And then we place a tongue in this exact part. Now don't worry guys if you're not following this so far, I will rebuild this entire section and a little bit slower to explain it, but that's the look that we are looking for, like little tongue sticking out of the dragon's mouth there. So that's the pattern underneath. That may be a little bit easier to copy if you go from the underside like that. So guys, time to break it all out and show you guys how to do it a little bit faster. I should have slowed down the first time, but I found it easier to build it like that and show you what we're going for. Now so far it is looking brilliant. We need to build the bottom of the mouth before we can start on the top of the mouth, but it's very simple. So we're going to start with the nether brick, and it's like it's like a U shape that we're starting on the bottom, and then we build a elongated Y shape. Do you see what I mean? It's like a really wide Y shape. And then the very next step, we're just going to literally build out, and everything is just 1 block away from the actual corners. It's hard to explain this bit, but you're just simply going around the edge which is already there. So that's the shape we were looking for, and that's the shape we have. Now it's time to put the tongue in. It's a perfect shape, so we're going to put a U down and another U attached to that, and we're just going to place an extra 2 blocks on this bit and place 2 blocks poking out on the bottom, and that has given us the perfect tongue shape that we were looking for. Now the only thing that's left is to start on the top of the mouth, and this bit's a little bit easier to follow. So we're just going to fill in this line on top of the obsidian there, and now we're going to place another line across the top of the tongue as well. So this bit is a little bit confusing guys, because it's the top of the mouth, but we're essentially following the same pattern that we did on the bottom of the jaw, but on top of the jaw instead. So you can see, pause the video there, and you can see that everything is protruding 1 block. Now there's only 2 more layers to put in and the mouth is complete. So we follow from this exact stair, upside down stair, and we're just following around this edge like that, straight up to the other side and the upside down stair. Now this is the best part of all guys, the simplest bit. We just fill this next section in, and that's the top of the mouth. So we fill in the top layer and we have literally completed the mouth all together now. So that pattern, if you follow them steps, you have the exact mouth that we've been looking for, and it's matching the other dragons within the map. It's looking brilliant. It's just going rawr. So we're going to move on to the eyes, guys, and for this you're going to need that deep red that you used for the nostrils. So we're going to use the gold as well to place down in this exact pattern, and we need to fill it into the tear ducts. It makes it a lot easier to do. So we place a couple of pieces of glowstone down as well to sort of light up the eyes of a nighttime. We place glowstone and a nice gold stone block on top. So the next step will be to actually fill in the top section of the eye. So we've actually filled in the bottom section on one layer, but as you can see, we don't really have room to push it in, so we actually put it in one layer back. Now this gives us a nicer shape to an eye when you're sitting on the outside, and you will see once I go to the outside to take a look. So that's the inside done. And we move to the outside and see that we have our eye shape, and it's given us like a rounded shape. Now we actually want to move that glowstone and the gold block back now. Now that we have that shape, we want to move it back, and I will show you exactly why. Now that eye, as you see when we went out, looked a little bit too big for the actual dragon itself, and it doesn't have a pupil. So we're going to use these never brick stairs that we grabbed, and we're going to put them down. It's like the slit in a snake's eye. Do you see what I mean? It looks 10 times better just by dividing it like that, and it almost follows you around the room. But that is our eye, guys, looking absolutely brilliant. So we're coming very close to the end of the actual dragon's skull now. It is looking amazing. We're going to push 2 quartz slabs just underneath this lip here as well to give it a little bit of a better shape, because it seemed to be going in a little bit too sharp there. But that's it, guys. That is our skull, and now we're going to be moving onto the actual pattern itself, the thing that makes it look very pretty. Now this can get very complex as well, guys, so follow this step by step, but each layer we do should get a little bit easier. Okay, and for this you're going to need spruce blocks, spruce stairs and spruce slabs. You will also need oak stairs, oak slabs and oak blocks, and you shall also need quartz stairs, quartz blocks and quartz slabs. So you need a slab, stair and block of each 3 kinds of block here. So the very first layer that we're going to be starting on is that dark oak layer, and this is very simple, guys. We're literally just following around the entire obsidian portal itself. We're covering the complete outside. Now this is what you want to do. You just want to follow that complete outside and cover all of that block so you don't see anything anymore. Now I did mess around with the corners here, but I decided not to, as I'll leave that as part of the pattern, see? So now we head back down to the bottom, fill in that last line, and we have that square completely covered now, and you can barely see the portal at all. So that's what you want to start with, guys. Now we can start with the pattern. So you take that block out on the corner, just like I did in the beginning, and you place these slabs and these stairs down to give that little shape going into the side of the skull. And there you have it. That's what it should be looking like so far. So we move on to the next section. Now this gets a little bit more confusing, guys, as we go into it. We're trying to create that wavy line, and in order to do so we need to use a lot of stairs and a few blocks as well. But if you could follow this pattern that I am laying down here, it will give us that exact shape that we have on the portal on the other side. So that's the inside complete. If you'd like to pause the video there, and then we need to copy it onto the other side. There we have it. Now it's copied on both sides. We need to do the outside section, which is quite simple as well. We just place a stair, and we're going back in. We're trying to make the entirety of this line look solid the whole way through, like the same width the whole way through. And there you have it. You see, it looks very much solid, and it looks the same width from the bottom to the top. Now we want to do that on both sides as well, so I'm going to do it again, and I'll do this one on camera just in case you guys want to follow it. And there you have it. That is both sides now complete. Now that is that entire layer done, guys. Layer 1 is down, and we're going to move on to layer 2. Now layer 2 is definitely going to be using the oak wood. So oak wood is the next one, and you want to start with your base looking a little something like this on both sides. Very simple base to start with. So now we need to move this into slabs and stairs as well. We're going to give it a little bit more detail. Now this does get a little bit more complex, so I sort of broke it down into smaller sections to make it easier to follow. Now I'm sort of giving this curly S shape, and it's quite a difficult shape to build, so I sort of broke it down, and I stepped away and looked at the portal so that you guys could be able to copy that exact section before we moved on to the next section. So once both sides are complete, we take a quick look, and that's the shape that we are going for. Now the second layer is complex, guys. It's a little bit more complex than the first one, but if you've got it, it should work perfectly. Now this next section, we're going to be using the actual slabs as well. So we're sort of elongating the S shape to go out more into the middle of the portal. So we're going to now build one block up on top of what we have there. See, I was sort of showing you guys how it stretches out into the next section. So now we're building on top, and we need to build the top of the S. Now this one's quite easy. We place a stair, a slab, and then 3 solid blocks out and follow that same pattern but in reverse. So a stair, upside down, and we just keep going round. This is very complex, guys. It is even harder to explain, but there you go, guys. We've got that curly S shape, and we just need to copy that onto the other side, and then that layer is complete. There it is, guys. We've done it. That is the second layer. One of the more complex layers to actually have to explain as well. But that is our layer, and we can move on to the next one, which is going to be the quartz. So, guys, if you follow this base as well, we're just going to be laying down an entire line of quartz with a nice stair on each end. Now, we want one upside down stair as well. So it should look a little something like this. So now we need to put them little white spikes that was the same on the other side. So that's one small little spike there. Now this bit can be a little bit confusing, so I sort of broke this down into smaller sections as well. But there's our spikes. And then we're going to sort of break out them blocks I just placed and replace them for the slabs. Hey, 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 it's looking good. Now we have a big spike to build in the center as well. So we need to place down a few extra bits of quartz to give that first shape. Now I did break this down into 2 sections as well, so that you guys could sort of follow along, and I'll take a step back and you guys will be able to copy that exact section exactly how I've built it here in the video. So you can pause. On to the next section. So we need to build a little bit out. We place one solid block and place a slab there. So we're sort of tapering it to an edge is what we're doing there. We're giving it a little bit more of a spiky edge, as you can see there. Now the next section, we're just going to break that stair out, put down a block, and we're going to build a very, very thin spike by just using a couple of stairs, an out facing stair and an in facing stair on top. And there you have it. That is the quartz layer complete. Looking beautiful. It's looking more and more detailed the more that we do it. So that is that complete layer done. We've got to move on to the next section now, guys, which is probably the easiest section of all. We're just going to be using cobblestone, which you're going to need cobblestone stairs, cobblestone slabs, cobblestone itself, and a piece of glowstone, just to get that bottom step in, because you don't want to have to jump up to the portal every time you go there. So it's very simple. You just play 2 solid cobblestone blocks on the either side, exactly where I'm placing them here, and we're going to use some stairs to fill in that gap, and then a few cobblestone slabs on the outside as well, and then we just fill in them little gaps that we've left with some glowstone. So that's going to help it light up at night time. It's going to look a lot more pretty during the night time, and we want that portal to glow if we're going to be building something this extravagant. Okay, so the very last section on the actual detailing is we're going to place down a piece of glowstone here, which is on the end of the curly S, and we're just going to put some trapdoors on top of it to sort of hide that glowstone. We want it to glow there, but we don't want the ugliness of that glowstone. So we're just covering it with the actual trapdoors. So there we have it, guys. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We've completed this entire Dragon's Gate build together. Now, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's not quite a portal yet. This is just a dragon frame in the middle of a field. So what do we need to do? We need to light this dragon portal. So you just get yourself a nice flint and steel, head on over to the portal, slap it down on a piece of obsidian, and wha-bam! You got yourself a giant purple Dragon's Gate. That is looking absolutely phenomenal. Can you guys imagine this literally hanging out at the side of a big mountain in the side of your world? Like you could have this hanging out inside of a big, literally a mansion in your world. If you have a big enough house, you could have this on the side, and it's just intimidating. There's so many things you could do, but you could have that inside a cave. Imagine showing your friends that, walking into a cave and then bumping into that. It's freaky. So the final bit of detailing that we're actually going to do is cut out them corner bits, because they were showing when we were on the outside. We cut out the corner parts of the actual obsidian, place a couple of glowstone bits to help that section glow. Now this Dragon's Gate is complete, so it's going to look brilliant during the night time. So it glows and it gives that really eerie feeling of, okay, this place looks evil. If we're going in there, we're going to need a diamond sword and diamond armor. It's looking absolutely pretty at night time, and it looks just as good during the daytime. You'll be able to attach this to anything in your world and be able to show your friends and have all bragging rights and be like, hey guys, have you ever been to the Dragon's Gate? That will take you to a very nasty place. Be scared. So guys, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's been a little bit more of a complex one. I shall do some different tutorials, maybe show you guys how to build a house or something similar like that, maybe to improve your house within your world. But if you guys did enjoy this tutorial, do remember to slap that like button, share this with a friend, and be able to build these amazing creations in your worlds as well. So guys, thank you for watching. You've been absolute superstars, and until the next time, goodbye!